Hello. If you are watching this right now, this video is for anybody who wants to stop giving a fuck about what other people think. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. I am your resident intuitive baddie. And my voice is a little raspy. I literally just woke up, but I woke up to a bunch of texts from my mom. And I just felt really called to make this video, so I'm gonna make this video. So basically, to give you guys the gist of it, for like this whole year, I've made a lot of decisions. I left my ex, or my marriage. I left my marriage, and then I started going out more, started dressing like a girl, and then I left my day job. And now I am I've started like 3 businesses, I want to say. I have this studio here. I started a wedding planning business, and I just started to lean into a more soul-led business, which is pretty much kind of like what I'm doing here right now, where I connect with other people. I help people change their self-concept so that any blocks that they have in becoming their highest selves or moving to their highest timeline are brought to the surface from the subconscious so that they can move through it. I keep people accountable. I also do a little bit of tarot, like dream analysis, stuff like that too. And yeah, it's like I have been weaving all these different parts of me. I have been shedding everything that I've chosen out of my life to feel accepted, and I am starting to just accept all the parts. Apologies, my phone died. But yeah, I'm just starting to accept all the parts of me that are intrinsically me. And I can't tell you how good it feels to wake up every day and to be happy with who I am. I have learned to be still. I have learned basically just what it's like to really be comfortable with me. And like in turn, I have lost some people. There are people who have naturally fell away. Yeah, anyways, so this past weekend I vended at a Metaphysical Expo, and yeah, like this weekend has been just a grounding in this identity that I've chosen for alarm. But I grounded in this identity that I chose for myself, right? So yeah, fast forward, we're here. I had a really beautiful weekend, really beautiful Friday to Monday. Yesterday, Tuesday morning, I wake up and my landlord, or I was woken up by my landlord because he told me that somebody had smashed into my car. And yeah, I went out. First of all, the first thought I had was something big's going to happen. Something big that's good is going to happen. This is a setup for something. So I go out and I look. Lo and behold, yeah, it's broken. I try to get the police involved, try to get my insurance involved. Neither one is really getting involved, or neither one is going to do anything of significance. So I meditated on it. I was like, what am I going to do? Because I had been planning to go. I was supposed to be going on this trip for my friend's bachelorette. And I was literally supposed to buy the ticket yesterday because I was about to sign another wedding client who actually I didn't end up hearing from yesterday, but it doesn't matter at this point. So I meditated on it. I meditated. I asked the universe, what should I do? How should I go about this? Because I need my car. I need my car to pick up my daughter. I need my car to take me to any place that I need to go so that I'm able to work these jobs, like to go from my parents' place to this studio. So, anyways, so during meditation, I saw a GoFundMe page. So I trusted it. I did a GoFundMe, and in the GoFundMe, I wrote what happened. I wrote that I am a single mom who needs her car. Very honest, because I'm not going to put that up and, I don't know, add fluff or whatever. Anyways, my mom wasn't happy about it because my mom is the type of person who, when there's problems in the family, she buries it. And, you know, for this past year, anytime I've gone out with her to any family parties or whatever, she doesn't let me talk about the fact that I ended my marriage. And honestly, it sets me back before it was setting me back, because it felt like I have to hide this part of myself whenever I'm here, whenever I'm around these people. And it sucks to have people come up to you and be like, how's your husband? And for me, in my mind, to be like, I actually don't know. Like, it's not because I don't, like, it's because we're not together anymore. And it's like, I have to, but for her to keep up her image somehow, I have to keep up this illusion. And I guess when I had posted it, because I posted this GoFundMe on Instagram and Facebook, it would have probably saved me a lot of trouble to just post it on Instagram. But yeah, I did post it on Facebook, and Facebook is where her friends are. So I guess she had a lot of people reach out to her and ask what's going on. Why is Lauren saying that she's a single mom? Why is Lauren asking for money? Whatever. And my mom is the type of person who is extremely sensitive to people judging her, even when they aren't judging her. It's like, for all she knows, people could have been asking out of concern, but because she's judging herself, she's making it that everyone is judging her. Because she started to text me. She's like, people are talking behind your back, they're criticizing you, blah 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 blah. And I am just in like such a good place with myself. And here it is. Here is the nugget of this video, and what I advise for anybody who feels like you give too much of a fuck what other people think. This is how I explained it to my mom as well. If they are not benefiting my life in any way, if they are not giving me any resources, if they are not giving me advice, giving me emotional support, what have you, why should I care what they think? You know what I mean? It's like, why, like, if you have to think about it from this perspective. Anybody who judges somebody else for their choices, and mind you, like, as long as the choices are personal and not affecting other people in like a really negative way, and you know what I mean, like, not, it's like, as long as people aren't stealing from people, or, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know why I even have to give an example, why I feel like that could be confusing. But yeah, it's like, if you have anything other than compassion for other people who are going through things in their life, or have made choices that go against the grain, then it says everything about you and nothing about the other person. What other people have to say about me when they don't know me, when they don't know my story, when they don't know the things I've been doing, and they don't know how I affect other people's lives in a positive way, especially in this last year, stepping into a more authentic version of myself, why would I care? And it's like, you have to think about yourself too. Is, why would you care about the fact that people have hate in their heart for you being authentic to yourself? And this is the problem. Like, this really is one of those modern day problems, is that we care way too much about what other people think when it doesn't serve us to. Like, it's different when you're at work, right? You're at work, you're talking to a client. It's like, you're not going to trauma dump on your client because your client isn't there for that. They're not there to know you. They're there for whatever service you provide for them, right? When it's like on social media, like, I made that post because I wanted to see I wanted to allow people to help me. And that was the message that came through when I was in meditation, is that it is okay to ask for help, and it is okay to receive it. And my mom is one of those people who has a hard time with both. And where does it leave her? She does everything by herself because she doesn't know another way. And on a quantum level, like on a universal level, how the universe works, when you are not open to receiving, when you are not open to taking help from other people, the universe cannot help you. Because at the end of the day, the way that you make money is always through other people. So the universe, if the universe is going to send you money, it's sending it through other people. It goes back to this belief that core belief that if you don't earn your money, then you don't have worth. And this is the thing, is when you base your worth on other people's opinions and on how much you make, when either of those falters, so does your self-image. So when you don't give a fuck about what other people think, and you just live because you enjoy the life you're living, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what other people think. And it's like, what I find the most important about this is just like, people who judge other people are judging themselves. What you guys have to understand is that we are all mirrors. We mirror to each other the things that we actually see about ourselves. That's why this comes from something called the 4 agreements. So the 4 agreements are: don't take anything personally. You're gonna have to give me a second. It's been a while since I've recited these. Okay, let's see. Don't take anything personally. Pause. Sorry. Thank you for your patience, which probably wasn't long at all because I paused the video and you have no sense of how long it took me. So the 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. So basically, specifically, and it's probably why this is the one that I remembered, but with don't take anything personally, the reason why you don't take anything personally is because if somebody makes a judgment about you without knowing you, or even if they do know you, they're in your life or whatever, but they obviously don't know everything that you've ever been through, everything you've ever thought. We are all in our own experiences, having our experiences influence our perception. So when somebody says something about you and you get upset about it, it's not because you're upset that they misjudged you. You're upset because there's a part of you that believes that they're right. And this could be on a subconscious level, this could be on a conscious level, but mostly on a subconscious level, where because it's not a direct translation, you don't think it applies to you. But there's an area in your life where it does, and that's why you react. Because you got to think about it like this as well. Say somebody came up to me and they were like, wow, you're super tall. Or like, you're grossly tall. It's like, why would I react to that if I know it's not true? Okay, I don't know if I have to give a different example. Oh, your skin is blue. it's like if I look in the mirror and my skin isn't blue, am I going to freak out about why this person thinks that my skin is blue? I would just simply be like, oh, this person sees only blue or something. Or like, it's like you'd either come up with a conclusion calmly, or you would just dismiss it because it's wrong. And why would you argue? Why would you need to argue about that, right? But if somebody says something like, like, you're always lying. This is a personal, this one is a personal example. If someone's like, oh, you're a liar, and you know that, I guess, outwardly, you have never told a lie to another person, but maybe you lie to yourself inside. And then you get defensive. You go, oh, no, I always do this. I tell you this. It's just like, or like, you have to give a bunch of examples. Basically, it's like it triggers you because there is an area in your life where the way that they said it and the way that they meant it actually applies. Because again, you just would not care. And that's how you should go about it, is that if they don't know the full story, their opinion doesn't matter. And especially if they're not living a life in which is reflective of a life that you want, again, it doesn't matter. Like people judge you not necessarily because they think that you're doing life wrong or whatever. It's because you have the freedom to be yourself, and they're jealous of that. Because when somebody is being themselves, when somebody is able to be themselves at all stops, and is able to not care about what other people think, it makes people mad. Why? Because you're disrupting the reality that they have grown up with. The reality that you have to conform to how other people say you're supposed to live life. You have to work this 9-to-5 job. You have to stay in that marriage that you don't want, or you have to please friends who are going to talk about you regardless. So my message to you is stop giving a fuck. Really stop giving a fuck. And every time that you do give a fuck, ask yourself why you give a fuck. Because that's an area of your life you need to accept and integrate into yourself. Once you, like, the level of bliss that I am on is impenetrable. And I feel like this situation from yesterday is part of that. And it was part of me healing a really deep wound I've had for all of my entire life, between being able to ask for help, to ask for anything for myself, and to be able to receive it. And it also healed a money wound, I guess, with my dad, because my dad, and I think this is also the reason why my mom is so hyper fixated on how people are judging her, because she spent her whole life covering up his mistakes. My dad he kind of still does, but my dad's a gambler. And there was a point in time where he was borrowing money from a lot of people in his circle, including me. And basically what he was doing was he was just shuffling the money around. And it's like, from something I do sympathize with my mom is, yeah, that type of borrowing is embarrassing, because it's not going towards anything. It's like you're asking to take people's hard-earned money, and then you're doing nothing with it. And it's fueling laziness. Whereas every single person that did donate to me, that I've messaged after, because I'm not taking this lightly. I don't ask for people's help and then just expect to go on with life and not at least energetically give anything in return. And every single person I messaged, and I offered them either space, any of my services, because genuinely the fact that they help me, I would like to help them if I can. And it's like, even if I don't get a chance to help some of these people back, all I can do is pay it forward, and pay it forward by doing the things that I've been doing. Because me being me and sharing myself, being vulnerable, has allowed me to touch people's lives in ways that I couldn't before, in ways that will forever change the trajectory of some of these people's lives. So no, I am not going to give a fuck about what the person who spent their whole life working a 9-to-5 for somebody else, caring about what other people think, hiding themselves, not going after their passion, thinks. It doesn't matter. Because you can't take away what is meant for somebody. Only I can take that away. And I can take that away by listening and giving a shit about what people who have no merit think. I think I'm going to stop it here, because it's like I almost want to go on another tangent to also talk about how low vibrational it is to talk about other people. And well, look, I've started the rant. So I'll try to I'll try to close this out really quick. But judgment, and it's not to say that I've never judged anybody in my life. Of course I have. Like, of course I've talked about people in my earlier years. I didn't know. It's like it's really easy to mistake gossip for just like for news, I want to say, or for updates in people's lives. But it's like, if you are talking about somebody and it has no relevance to you, then that is gossip, and that is very low vibrational. It's judgment, and you shouldn't be doing that, because you don't know all of anybody's lives. Even if somebody does something that is horribly bad, it's like, you don't know what happened to get them there. You don't know what happened on their journey. So for you to judge their journey means that you don't have much going on in your own life, and you're doing it because there's a part of you that judges yourself as well. And yeah, it's just like, you have nothing else to talk about, so you talk about other people. Because trust me, when you have stuff to do, when you have stuff you love, you talk about those things. You talk about the things that light you up. You don't tear other people down, because you don't have the time for it. It's not something that you need to do. But this is how the world is. Especially with social media, is like we get a glimpse into people's lives and we think we know everything. We don't. You can only know yourself. You can only know your life. So focus on that. Stop focusing on other people. Stop focusing on what other people think. Stop focusing on what other people do. Just do you. I really hope this resonated. If you're interested in the things that I work on, if you're interested in the self-concept, if you want that accountability to keep you on that path, that aid, find me in the description. Otherwise, I would just want to thank you for listening and for giving me your time, attention, and energy. And until next time, goodbye.